Hello children, today in English 2 we will study the poem Kites. It is written by Daphne Lister. Daphne Lister is a British writer and he writes about children's stories and poems. So let's see the poem. First I will read out the poem and then I'll do the explanation. Up in the air, see the kites fly like colored birds in the wind-whipped sky. I wish I was small and light as air. I would climb on a kite and sail up there. Then I'd drift upon the paper wings and hear the songs that the wild wind sings. What fun it would be to look right down over the park and rooftops of town. The people below would stand and stare and wish they were me, high in the air. Okay, so this is the poem, children. So this in this poem, children, the poet talks about the vivid imagination, about the vague imagination of a child, how the child wishes to fly in the air on a kite. And it also talks about the actions and the things that he would do if he got a chance to live his imagination. So the poem begins with the speaker, see here, up in the air, see the kites fly like colored birds in the wind-whipped sky. Wind-whipped, whip means, children, to move quickly, okay, and whipped means the poet describes the sky as being whipped or moved quickly by a strong force of wind. Okay, so the speaker, the poet says that the speaker saying that he sees colorful kites flying in the sky. Up in the air, see the kites fly means he is seeing the beautiful kites flying in the sky, and like colored birds in the wind-whipped sky. So these colorful kites look just like colorful birds flying in the sky and flying in the windy sky. So this wind-whipped sky means windy, okay, means it is the sky being moved by a strong force of wind. I wish I was small and light as air. I would climb on a kite and sail up there. Now see his wish. What is his wish? He's wishing that I just wish that it means this child, he wishes that if he were light enough to climb on one such kite and sail the sky on it. He wishes to see this. You can also see in the picture given here, he's imagining that he's sitting on a kite. He thinks that he wishes that he was so small and so light-weighted that he could actually sit on the kite, like you have seen, no? Means the children, what is that fairy tale when a child sit on the mat which is flying in the sky, something like that. He wishes to sit like a it imagines it like a mat which is flying in the air, and he wishes that he would so light enough that he sits on the this kite and he could just fly in the air and enjoy the ride. He's saying, I would climb on a kite and sail up there. So he can, means he wishes that he thinks about how he would float in the air sitting on the kite, and then I would drift upon. Drift means, children, to move slowly on air or to float. So then I would drift upon the paper wings and hear the songs that the wild wind sings. So he thinks about how he would float in the air, sitting on the kite, and hear the wind whistling as if it were singing. So he just wishes that he could sit on the kite and means the paper wings. He's comparing it with the wings which is made of paper, okay, and he would sit on it and he would hear the songs that the wind is making. The sound of the wind, he is calling it as songs. What fun it would be to look right down over the park and rooftops of town. So he imagines how delighted he would be if he could look right down over the rooftops and the park from the sky. So he would fly over rooftops and towns, and the people would watch him, wishing that they could fly, they too could fly like him high in the air. See, he's saying that the people below would stand and stare and wish they were me, high in the air. So he's saying that the people who were standing below, they would look at him, and they would also want that how they can also sit on the kite and they can also fly like him. Okay, so children, how can we say that the speaker in the poem is a child? The speaker if you can see the poem, the speaker watches a kite flying in the sky and wishes how he was light enough to sit on it and fly with it. So a child can imagine this. So it shows that the speaker is a child. What would the speaker like to do while on the kite? What he wants? So he wants to hear the wind and imagine that it is singing. So children, we see how the speaker here expresses his joy when he sees the kites and lets his imagination run. He imagines what things he could do and he could have fun. He expresses this through different poetic devices. So this is all about the poem, children. I hope you have understood, and then you go through the poem once again, read the poem many times and learn the poem. Try to learn the poem and also learn the word meanings which are given in the poem. Thank you.